Well, everybody, if you thought Flint Hills and West Texas were big, this place is going to blow you away. Hello everybody, it's Farm Sim Guy here, hope you're all doing well. We are taking a look at an incredibly big map today. We are looking at Yukon River Valley. This map has been created by Honor Realism and the Realism Gaming crew, and it is unbelievable. Honestly, I think it's one in a kind. It is so impressive. Now, what I would say before we start is you could pretty much do anything on this map. I mean, if you're into logging, it's a brilliant logging map. If you're into farming, the scope for this is brilliant. If you like survival series, the landscape lends itself to that so much. And if you like factories and the production element, that's there for you as well. This is phenomenal. And do you know what else? It's a 16 times map. It is 4 times bigger than Flint Hills or West Texas, and we know how big those are already. So you really get an idea of the expansive scale of this place. Now, Yukon, obviously above British Columbia and Canada, it is a bit of a wilderness. It is massive expanses of nothingness. And I think they've managed to really replicate that as well as they can in the map. So it's utterly brilliant. So when you first spawn on the map in a new game, you pitch up next to an old truck like this, and we've just followed that first road down to this point. And there you go, there's the Yukon River. There's a couple of sell points here. There's a shop. There's a grain sell point over here as well. Now, there's something very cool about this map which I've never seen on any other map before, and that is boats. So you've already got this little barge which you can jump in. You can fold up the ramp at the end there, and you can take this across the river. So again, another way of moving goods around is by able to sail the barge across the river. And it controls pretty much like a boat as well. It's quite slow and takes a little bit of time to take it to where you want to go, so that's very cool. But in addition to that, you have got other barges as well, such as this big grain barge, which you can unfold and you can unload at certain mills. And on top of that as well, there is a logging barge as well, which you can put logs in and ship them down the river. So again, the quantities these will hold is huge as well. And again, these are all drivable. You can control these, so you can take them to your favourite sawmill or the one that's selling for the highest price at that time. As you can see over here on the right as well, a beautiful big town. There's a couple of factories in there which we'll go and visit in a minute. But first and foremost, I think what we'll do is jump in, have a look at the PDA, and give you a feel for this map, because you can separate this map into probably 3 distinct sections, so we'll look at those. Like I said, you could split this into kind of 3 types of area. This L shape here, if you can see the river in the middle, this L shape here is probably one part of the map, and this is the plains. Now we're down here by probably what is the biggest farm on the map, and if I jump in here, you can see there's your farm, and there's your fields over there. Now, if you look around here, look at this expanse of space, this basically empty space on the plains that has no owner. You could do what you want with that. You can cut these up into fields. You can create your own farm. I think there's something really nice about this. Very, very reminiscent of No Man's Land in terms of layout. So you could really have some fun on this with the survival series if you wanted, starting from scratch. Over there's the town again that we sailed past on the barge. We'll head over there in a minute, and you can see the train tracks running around the whole map, which is nice to see. And yeah, like I said, this is just one small part as well. I mean, we're at the first farm. This goes round. You're probably seeing this much of the map here. This goes all the way up here to the second farm and around here. So much to see. Now, let's just quickly head over here, because this is worth having a look at as well. And we're into the kind of factory part of it, which is part 2. So this is the production part of this. So here we have equipment that allows you to mine gold. All the stuff here, I'm not going to go into this because this is a bit of a map tour, but basically you can do gold mining on this map as well. So there's the gold fields, which you dig into, wash that material, and there's a gold processing place there. Like I said, I think I need to cover that off in a separate video if anybody's interested. So if you are, leave a comment below. But part of the manufacturing element of this map is producing gold, which is very cool. Back to the PDA for a second. We're just going to head up to the second farm here again so you can see it. We'll just jump next to the silos. So you've got a lovely big silo setup here with a dryer, some basic sheds and pens. It's not as big a farm as the other one. A couple of nice little fields again on the plains, so you can see now. If you see that slight rise over there, where we were just talking about the gold mine, that is the blurred lump over in the distance. That's how far away it is. So you can see all of the land that's available to you. So much. There's one of the trains going past, and the silo for loading up that train. It's obviously a logging wagon on there as well, and wagons that can take dirt and some of the elements you'd need for some of the manufacturing. So again, just giving you an idea of the scale. We are looking at probably less than a quarter of the map here, and just everywhere you turn there's nothingness, an expanse of nothingness. So yeah, the opportunities here are massive. Now we're going to head up here to the North Port again, just to show you what it looks like. And here as well, there's a mill, and as you can see, those 4 markers and the conveyor belt there, that is where you can load up your barges and transfer your stuff around the map via the river, which is great. Over here you've got some manufacturing plants that you can create concrete, cement, and also processed dirt. So what you can do is pour your dirt out, as you can see on the right hand side there, and it will sort it into different elements that you can use to create different things. Again, more dirt from the mine. There's another mine over there which you can utilize as well. Again, not something for this is a map tour, but I will go into detail about these if anybody is interested. Moving from the North Port up here, we will travel all the way down the river to here. There's the Royal Port. There is the South Port here, and there's more port sales here. So we'll just jump into South Port here, just so you can see where we're at. But this is on the other side of the river. And what we have here, you can see the plains over there. And what you can see is a lot more forestry here, a lot more wooded area here. So again, if you want to transfer your crops across the river, you can do it by train. There is a bridge there. So you can transfer between trains to take it across the river. Or again, there's your conveyor belt, so you can load up barges and take it down the river as well. Also here is a crane and facilities for loading logs from trucks onto barges as well, and shipping that timber down the river. Now again, we're moving a little bit further down the map now to port sales. Again, just another port element where you can stop and drop off certain things. In addition to the port here as well, if we just travel over here, there's a couple of manufacturing plants as well. And what you have here are a paper mill on the left there, and pallet manufacturing on the right here. So again, for all the factories you will need these elements, or you can create these elements, and so it's a case of dropping off the prerequisite inputs, and then it will provide the outputs. Obviously, due to the fact there is so many factories on this map, global companies is a given, so you will need global companies, but they add a nice touch. And I have to say, after my little recent introduction to factories and meat facilities on West Texas. I'm really enjoying finding out a little bit more about that part of the game. So what we'll do, we will head now down south to the main town and have a look at what's available there. So as you can see, the town is over there. Just before we go into the main town, we have another factory here, another processing plant. This is for potatoes. And the outputs here are sorted potatoes, French fries, things like that. I think you can also drop sunflowers off here as well. So again, yet another interesting factory. And over here is a rather substantial BGA plant. So again, anything that you want to drop off there to convert into digestate and so on and so forth is available to you. So your silage sales and everything there as well. Okay, let's run into the town now. So here we are running into the town. There is your shop where you can buy your stuff. There is a fuel station there. There's lots of placeables here, but nothing you can interact with. So even though there's a supermarket there, you cannot. It's not a sell point. The only sell point in the town is coming up at the bottom here. So we'll just fly over because it's a lovely town. It's worth having a look at. It's really nicely finished. And as we get further down, you'll just see in the distance that chimney smoking there. So that chimney, and as you can see there's a depot as well for the railway. So again, you can drop things off here and ship them out, so you do not have to spend hours and hours driving across the map to get them. But as we head down here, through a more industrial area of the town, we get to here, and at the bottom here is, there's the grain storage place there, but at the bottom here is a whiskey factory. So you can take your grains and you can create whiskey to sell as well. That's pretty cool. Loving that. So again, just to reiterate the size of this map, I'll show you where we are on the PDA. We are here. So we are right in the bottom corner of the map. If I zoom out, you can see we're probably in one tiny segment of the map here. And look how far it goes on from here. Look at the distance before you reach the edge of the map. It's massive. I mean, the scale, you cannot quite comprehend the scale of it, I don't think, until you're in here. And even then, it baffles me how big this map is. But like I said, all this beautiful plain land, open to being turned into farmland, lovely and flat as well. So much potential to have a lot of fun on this map. So we are on the third farm on the map now. This is right slap bang in the middle of the map. Again, animals mostly here. A lovely big pasture there for the animals. Just one field, field 12, which is over there. But again, a lovely set of weathered barns, which make it look really realistic and authentic. And you've got a grain storage silo there on the line, so you can transfer your crops very easily to sell points, which is great. And as you can see here, we're into a more wooded section of the map. Not particularly dense. This looks like kind of managed forestry here. So again, if you want to do a bit of forestry, this is where you start to think about what you could do there. There are a lot of trees here, but again, if you wanted to expand the farmland and branch out over the railway line, that option is here. And you can have some fun cutting down some logs and some trees there. We're going to head over here towards the more mountainous area. As you can see, there's lots of tributaries running into the main river there as well. So there's lots of little lakes and streams and things through here, but we're going to head up towards this main part of the mountain. So here we are atop Spruce Mountain here, and as you can see, we're pretty high up. There is a transmission mast here, and as you can see over there, there's the ports that we were looking at before, and way down there in the distance, just in the centre of the screen now, is the town. So again, it gives you an idea of how colossal this map is. And we're into more kind of natural forestry now. big open areas up high where you can get stuck into some real forestry. But look at the amount of trees. I mean, you are never ever going to be able to even make a dent in this place. It is so big, and I love the styling of the hills as well. It feels realistic. There's not kind of these really blunt, harsh edges. It's been really nicely landscaped, and as you see, it just goes on and on for miles. Actually, there's a house there down in the distance on the lake, which is the farmhouse that you spawn at once you've saved the game, which is absolutely out in the middle of nowhere. And if you look over there, just at the top, you can see 3 grain bins. That's the farm we were just at. So again, just giving you an idea of how massive this map is. It's crazy. Now there are a few of these sawmills around the map, and these aren't sell points. It's worth noting that. These are storage points, so once you've cut down trees and stuff, you can keep them here until you need to ship them off to be sold elsewhere. So that's probably a good point to show you actually what's available on this map. Obviously there's all your original grains and crops, milks, silage, grass, manures, digestate. And then you move into things such as coal, dirt. Some of these I don't even know what they are. Obviously that frustrating thing when you don't have a name under them. But there is dirt in here, there's pipes, there's concrete, there is sand, obviously gold. This is concentrate, and that's what's required for panning to make gold, for processing for gold. Then you've got your concrete and your cement, wood logs, barrels for the whiskey business, and then there you go. You can sell your whiskey as well, and then cardboard boxes and paper. We'll keep going as well. Baked potatoes, fries, potato chips from the potato factory, and pallets as well. So, I mean, there's so much stuff here. It's impossible for me to cover how the factories work in a map tour, but there's certainly enough here for another video if you guys are interested. So we'll just keep heading over here. We are heading north now, just off north, and as you can see, it's just forest. It just goes on and on now till the top of the map. There is nothing but forest, and it just keeps going. So like I said, we are virtually center of the map here. So what we'll do is we'll head up, because there's a couple of mines up here, there's a couple of processing plants, and another sawmill. So we'll start at the sawmill, but again, just more forestry. Just more forestry and masses of it. The odd lake and a little thing to break it up. But there's roads to access all of this stuff, so you can get anywhere. If you wanted to, you could drive anywhere on this map. It's going to take you a while. It's going to take you a few hours, but you would get here. I'm sure somebody's going to do it at some point just to work out how long it takes. So again, just to give you an idea of the scale, that tiny dot over there in the distance is the sawmill we were just at. And down here we have a dirt processing plant, so we have an open cast mine here. And what you do is you pick up your soil or your dirt, you drop it there, and it sorts it into 3 different elements for you, which are then utilised elsewhere on the map. Now I know I said that wasn't going to be a demonstration of how these factories work, but I think in the instance here, I'll just give you a little bit of a demonstration of how things work. So you would pick up your dirt from the mine over there, and again, the potential for getting some big excavating machinery here are really high. So that again adds just a nice element of things to it. You unload your dirt into there, and as you can see, it's counting up the load. So jump out. As you can see, the factory's turned itself on. The light is flashing. If you head into the little office here, it will tell you what's what. So the inputs are dirt, and the outputs are ore, tailings, gravel, and sand, and they're all needed for some of the other production elements on the map. So again, if you're just into the factories element of this and the manufacturing side of things, great potential in this map, massive potential. We're going to head kind of due west now and look at the coal mine. So there you go, there is coal outside here, and quite a lot of it. Now, just past here, I've just walked all the way around it, there is an internal coal mine as well. Now, if you keep going through here, you do actually end up coming out of the other side. So we'll speed up time just to fly through here, because it does take quite a while. I can't imagine somebody's ever going to clear that entire mine, but if you wanted to, you end up here. So there's more outside coal there. And as you can see from the map below, we are just below the production plant that we were just looking at there. And after that, it's just huge expanses of trees and land as far as the eye can see. Back to the river over there. You can't even see what's in the middle of the map, let alone what's on the far side of the map. That's how big this map is. So that's it, folks. Like I said, it's a huge map, but actually the areas of interest are concentrated together, the factories are concentrated together, so it's made it relatively straightforward to get around this map quickly. Very different to Hazard County, I think, where there was so much all over the map that it took a while to get to it. And obviously I've not driven this one, or we would literally be here for 4 hours. But what a map! What a again, just completely different to anything else I've seen before. And I think that's what I like about it. There's scope here to be a little small farm tucked away in the corner and not get involved with the other stuff. There's the opportunity for that survival challenge approach, which is lovely as well. You can get stuck into the production side of it and the factories. You can do logging till your heart's content. I mean, there's so much here. It's phenomenal, and the size of it. I mean, just the fact that it's the size it is impressive as well. Such a good map. I know I'm going to have a play on this. I'm going to go and find some rather large manufacturing machinery, some excavators, some mining stuff, and just have a play around with it, because it's just another dimension to the game. I get it's not for everybody. You know, people love the farming element of it. I love the sim element of farming sim as well, and you can get that from this. So brilliant. Just the fact that there's barges on it, it's something different, and I think that's what we all like, is the variety in what we do. So there you go, Yukon River Valley. I mean, we've not even looked at the trains. There's so much on this map that we could cram into a vid, but it would just be too long. So I think I'm going to come back. I'm going to look at some of the options on this for how you could play this map if you're interested, and do a few other things like we did with West Texas and the meat. I think we'll look at some of the factories on here and how they work. But wow, what a map. Obviously the link's in the description. It's just been updated, so it's pretty fresh. It's brilliant. Go check it out. So from me, the Farm Sim Guy, Yukon River Valley, another gem of a map. Bye for now.
Baby,